Hello folks, David here, and greetings from the Chamber of Staunch that is Kilwinning. After Rangers secured the draw at Parkhead, plucky Celtic managed to hold out against us to get the 0-0. They were very lucky to do so, but I don't suppose we can grudge them that. They tried their bestest, but no, a fantastic performance from Rangers. Maybe didn't get the result we deserved. In fact, certainly didn't get the result we deserved based in the second half. Going into the match with a lot of injuries exacerbated by Bruno Alves having to limp off in the first half to be replaced by young David Bates. Rangers started, I thought, really well the opening 10 minutes or so, and I think surprised a lot of people, myself included, by the attitude that we displayed, and that was exactly what we asked for. Just go and compete, just don't be bullied, don't be intimidated by them. And it took Celtic a while to get going, which they did in the first half, and it would be foolish to say they didn't. Wes has a couple of good saves, and Scott Sinclair's missed an absolute sitter to put them ahead at half-time. Into the second half, and be honest, as a Rangers fan, were you sitting there going, oh God, the first 15 minutes, we always come out and we're rubbish? And after a scrappy opening 10, Rangers started to dominate, and by about the 65th minute there was only one team in it, and it stayed that way up until maybe the kind of last 5 minutes or so. Craig Gordon has kept them in it with two terrific stops, one from Alfredo Morelos, which Morelos really got to score, one from James Tavernier, and at that point you're thinking maybe they're going to come back at us. They chucked on Griffiths for Dembele, who'd probably taken yet another zero off his price with that performance today. And at that stage you're thinking, okay, are they going to come back? Have we missed too many chances? But we've actually gone on to miss another one through Alfredo Morelos, who played well apart from that. And I know that we judge strikers and scoring goals, and rightfully so, but he worked hard and he kept on at them and he kept going. He's only 21, this kid. He looks knackered. We've got the kind of winter break coming up now. He'll come back recharged. He's going to go on and he'll get 25 for us this season. No problem at all. That boy's a good player. It was a tough day for him today. He's missed chances, but he can still be proud of his performance overall, I would say. And I thought we weren't in a lot of doubt at the end. The keeper's not made a save, and a lot of that has to be down to the performance of the two centre backs. I thought first of all that Danny Wilson was excellent, a real captain's performance after Alves went off, and the ginger Maldini that is David Bates. Now I'm going to blow my own trumpet a little bit here, because I like Bates, and I've said for a while that I think he gets a tough time from our fans for no reason. He can defend, right? There's a lot of things he can't do. He's not a ball-playing centre-half. He's not John Stones, right? Let's focus on what he can do rather than what he can't do. That was the type of day that you need a defender, and he loved it, winning headers, getting in blocks, throwing himself into challenges. And Celtic's two highly rated strikers will be getting emptied out of his pockets along with his house keys tonight, because he just absolutely strolled it next to Danny Wilson, and that forced Celtic to have to go wide. Our fullbacks are a concern defensively. They've shown it time and time again, but today they were fantastic. James Tavernier was the best player on the park. His energy to get forward, his constant work, and the way he talked through a lot of people. You saw him calming players down, you saw him geeing players up. That was a real senior player performance from him. On the other side, Elton John, back to being Elton this week. He was fantastic, and a level of defending we haven't seen from him at all in his Rangers career yet. So excellent. And at this stage, just sitting maybe an hour after kick-off as the adrenaline, after full-time rather, after adrenaline begins to subside, we should have won that. A bit disappointed, really, not to get the win. But I'm also realistic that going into that, they were heavy favourites. They deserved to be heavy favourites, and we would have taken a point before the game. So, we are happy about it. And before the obligatory on hi to Video Tims and all the rest of them that review these, use our fish, could even beat us. Sorry, that wasn't very big of me, was it? We are celebrating a draw. No, you're celebrating. Yeah, we are, because you thought you were going to thump us again, didn't. And clear message is one thing about Celtic. They're not as good as they were. They were better last season. They are regressing. Which not quick enough for us to catch them the way we're going on, but the idea that there's some super team that's going to dominate for a decade, it's just pish. I mean, it is just press and Tim fantasy that gets allowed to run unchecked, because the two go hand in hand, obviously. So from the pluses, the big minus was of course Nico Kranjčar, who had a horrible display. I've said for a while that I think Nico's shot as a player, and I keep hoping to be wrong, but I don't really see any evidence of it, unfortunately. So, time will tell as to whether that's the case. But today, he just resembled, you know, like a lame horse chasing after a tennis ball. It just wasn't fun to watch, and how he lasted 80 minutes, I've no idea. The one thing Graham Murty got wrong today, I thought he got everything else right. And Rangers deserve a bit of credit for this, because had we been going into this winter break now on the back of a shoeing, then, oh God, the mood music coming from Ibrox would have been horrible, and fans would have been all over the players, and understandably so. But tonight I think they've all earned to go home and have steak and BJ Day on the 30th of December. I think they've worked hard enough to deserve that. Want to pick out Candace as well. His work rate was immense today. I thought he was fantastic, and he never stopped. That's a Daniel Candace. We all kind of went, yeah, like that guy, and more of that. We'll see him definitely return to fans' favourite status. So yeah, like we'll pick it apart on the main pod this week, which will be out on Tuesday, and we'll go into it in more forensic detail. And there were negatives, and you know, there is that kind of lingering disappointment that we didn't win the match. But I think we needed, coming off some shocking results, to get something, and we got 3 points on Wednesday, and we got a bit of pride back today, and really that's all, as much as you can ask for, because you're not going to get a situation where a team who've been playing as badly as they play are suddenly going to just turn it on and be magnificent. Football doesn't work like that. So to get the results that we've got, I'm very happy with, and I think that it's set us up to go into the January transfer window. We'll see who we get in. We'll see who goes out, because there's bids in for Windass, there's bids coming in for Tavernier, and it'll be interesting to see, you know, how closely that team resembles the one that will take to the field against Fraserburgh. But at least we can go into it, go to Florida. The players can, you know, go there with a bit of good heart, a good spirit. All we ask from Rangers players is not to be better than they are, because, you know, we realise the standard of player that we're currently able to attract. But play like you mean it. Play like you care. Today they did that. They fought for every ball. They didn't give up easy possession. They kept going. They didn't switch off. They didn't allow Celtic to start preening and strolling about the pitch like they owned it. They got torn in on every occasion. And that's all we want. Just give us a Rangers performance. And you did that today. So, yeah, there'll be times I'll be back on here and I'll be sitting complaining and you know, giving them dogs abuse and all the rest of it, but not today. Today was a good performance. Today was a good result. It wasn't great, it was good. We're still Rangers, and at the end of the day, they're still Celtic. Beating them is a great result. Not beating them is a good result if the circumstances are as they are. So, you know, we will keep it in perspective, but at least it didn't totally fuck our new year the way that the Kilmarnock away performance had a negative impact on our Christmas Day. So man of the match for me was Tavernier, closely followed by the Ginger Maldini. Maybe you'll agree, maybe you won't. If you want to catch up with us more over the next few days, you can come and visit us on the Patreon page, where we've got a subscription service. It's either $1.99 or $3.99 per month, and for that you get hours and hours and hours of extra content, including a post-match pod, which is already up. You just go to Patreon, that's patreon.com/Heart and Hand, and up will pop, and there's loads and loads of new shows there, and not just me. So if you're sick of me, and trust me, like, I'm sick of looking at my face. I know what my face looks like these days. That's 25 years of abusing it, unfortunately, and not even in the fun way that involves your wrist, the ways that involve your nose and your liver. But if you want to just hear me, because I've definitely got a face for that, then that's where you go. If you want to just hear the free pods, the flagship will be up on Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to talking to you then. So check us out. I'm on Twitter at IbroxRocks. Thank you very much for listening. Well played, Teddy Bears, and Happy New Year to every Rangers fans out there. Have a staunch 2018. Cheers. Bye.